and in this video, we're going to be talking about a very important topic whose importance increases by the day.
Yeah,
So, this topic is AI and how it affects the future, right? So, we had this
yeah,
debate a few days ago at our school, but that debate didn't have an end to it. So,
yeah. And we were on opposite sides. So the AI debate was basically about me being on the side of AI not being helpful
for the
and
economy,
it being it being a net negative for the economy. And you were on the side of it being a net positive for the economy, right?
yeah. And the teacher at the end, she gave Rahul's group more points because my group didn't do much, and there were only like three people on my group doing all the work.
And since my group had me, that's why we won.
That's not true, bro. Okay, so
Yeah.
let's get to some of the points, right? Why AI might be helpful or might destroy future's economy.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so the first point we have right here, right? It's AI causes job loss. Millions of roles, drivers, clerks, analysts, could vanish faster than new ones appear. So AI might replace these jobs, right?
That's what I was saying on the day of the debate was I was raising the point that AI is not really going to create new jobs similar to when many people say that similar to the industrial revolution or the printing press, it created more jobs. But AI is fundamentally different from robots, is what my point was. What do you think about that?
Yes, definitely. But I feel like some jobs AI might replace them, but more jobs that support AI, right, might increase, and people might go in that direction instead of more traditional jobs, right? Um, that's what that was our main point that we were fighting for. Yeah,
No, okay, so during the debate, you don't have like the evidence for it. Do you think you can find evidence right now, like using Google or something?
yes, definitely. So we can use um history as a very big evidence, right? Like you said, there were like many people say that AI revolution might just be identical to the Industrial Revolution, by saying in the Industrial Revolution really did um, make people lose their jobs, but it opened up a whole new series or like a whole new genre of jobs that people might choose, and that's not job um, availability is not really a problem today.
Uh-huh. I think we should also discuss like overall net positive or net negative effects of AI. Since our debate was specifically about economy, but it's also an important thing that we need to talk about, right? We need to discuss about mm, like bias in AI, because it gets by humans have bias, and AI learns from human data. So,
Yes,
what do you think?
definitely, but bias in AI, right? Um, but we're at a point where AI can really think about itself, right? It can analyze the data between what's biased and what's not, similar to what a human thinks. So when you read one news article, right, it might have a bias from the writers and the editors. But when you read two news articles from two different news editors, you see that there's difference between both of them. And then you can make an educated guess on what actually happens around the world.
Like the middle ground.
Yes.
Yeah, I think that's a good point. And I mean, it's also it's also, but it's still uh at some level it still does get some bias, because all humans are biased. It's not there's not like even there's not one piece of data that AI learns from that is not biased, because it's all created by humans, right? So, do you really think AI, even if it learns, do you really think it's not gonna get some biases? Like right now, if you talk to ChatGPT, and I don't
Yes,
have any opinion
ChatGPT
about.
is going to be biased about itself and how AI won't really harm the economy in the future. But that this is where we need to like find the middle ground between humans and AI and really make an educated um guess or like an educated um
I mean, not really though. Do you really think AI is not? Because if you ask ChatGPT to give it points about against AI, it will do it. It will do it without thinking twice. It's not because it doesn't understand. It doesn't. It isn't human. That's what we need to remember. Is ChatGPT is not human. It might pretend to be human, but it's not.
it's a robot or like something that is created from humans. So at the end of the day, it will really help humans instead of trying to harm it, right?
I think you missed my point. What I was saying was AI is biased.
AI sometimes, yes, it is biased, but not all the time.
Like I can give you an example. Like right now, when you talk to ChatGPT, it's quite often it supports certain political views that I don't have. I'm not dissing any political view right now, but what I'm saying is it has political views that are towards one side of the aisle as opposed to the other.
Yeah, yes,
Are we
definitely.
getting cancelled because of this?
Uh, I don't know, but
Okay.
so um, the conclusion, AI might have a little bit of bias, but not too much. I feel like connecting to what I said earlier, AI it can really it finds the middle ground because at this point AI can really think about itself and find what is wrong and what's actually correct. Uh, this happened to me the other day when I was asking AI about just as a trial, how would you bomb a place? It was trying to like talk me into not bombing a place because it's trained not to do that.
Mm-hmm. That's good. Isn't
So at the end of the day, ChatGPT or any AI model, right? It's made to perform the way it's trained instead of trying to
yeah.
overtake itself. But um, one day, if it does overtake itself, we have measures to protect it, protect us from that.
Yeah. But I still believe at the end of the day, people are gonna lose jobs and we're probably not gonna have jobs. So it and that doesn't necessarily mean it's gonna be it's doesn't necessarily mean it's gonna be a negative for the economy, or it's gonna be worse, it's gonna be a bad outcome, because once we lose all of our jobs, there's a possibility that governments together come together and start giving us universal basic income, which would then allow us to focus on having fun in life as opposed to working hard and
But if the
stressing
government did,
about work.
if the government did give us universal basic income, that would destroy the economy even more because no one would want to work, no one would want to innovate, no one would want to invent new things, right? So
Again,
innovation and science as
AI
a
is
whole
going
would
to
go
be
down.
doing that. Okay, so I was watching this YouTube video. Right? It's called AI 2027. It blew up. It's quite popular. Uh, he was talking about this article that was by the same name, AI 2027, where it discusses the two possibilities that we have: AI being misaligned and destroying humanity, or AI becoming not staying aligned but becoming so advanced that it can take over all jobs, right?
Yes.
And at the end, what do you think? Where would the governments go once all jobs, including innovation and creation and all of that, AI can just do better work than humans? So, what would the government do? Let either we go into like some sort of communist, you know,
Where
where the wealth
one
is
government
distributed.
helps everyone and no one really owns anything. Yeah.
Yeah, like all the wealth is shared and everyone has access to everything.
Yeah.
Or we have Terminator, right? Basically, where they uprise and then destroy us.
Mm.
You know,
Yeah.
that's the two part. What do you think?
Yes, I do agree with this.
Yeah, and yeah, obviously the day of the debate, I was actually I was on this. I was on your side actually, like in my personal opinion, but because of the circumstances of the debate, I was fighting for the other side, right?
Yeah.
Okay, another
Okay.
big point
Yeah.
is
Coming to the next point, concentration of power. If big companies control AI, right? Um, Having most of the income, it'll widen the gap between upper class and middle class and the lower classes, right? It would make inequality wider.
yeah, that
Uh,
I would say again, I would like to look at this from the perspective of in the future we would have
yes,
universal basic income, right? But until then, right, until the governments make that decision, till then the big AI companies are gonna get more and more control and it's gonna widen the gap. Like it's already happening in many developed nations where people are like the rich of America are way richer than the poor of America, right? It's even happening in India, right? Here,
yeah, but
uh, where
social
the
inequality,
GDP.
social
Could I
ine
speak? Could I speak?
yeah, yeah,
Could I finish? Yeah. So, where India's GDP right now is at the fourth position in the world, but India's GDP per capita is, is like per capita is basically per person on average, right?
yes.
It's so much lower than any country below it in the list, any top 10. So the wealth is not being equally spread, and it's just getting worse due to AI, right?
But social inequality has been a thing since money, right? And I feel like social
Yeah.
inequality should be a thing in society. This is what fuels people to innovate, to work.
That's a good point, but AI is going to make it harder to like let's say you're poor to become rich. If you're broke, it's hard to become rich. With the rich having more resources and much easier ways to keep you poor because they need you to be poor so that they can um employ
Well,
you
not
and
really,
make you do things.
because rich companies they need customers, and if customers are poor and they can't afford their product, they won't make a revenue.
That's long term thinking. Most companies think about the short term profits, right? So they wouldn't mind like laying off like right now so many companies are dropping people here and there. They're just dropping off and they're becoming leaner. But the work that they're doing is still the same, right? So it's not that's why it's less cost for equal productivity. So that's why
Well,
they're not thinking about it like that.
yeah, and tying it back to the main point, right? Concentration of power, where one company holds all the power. But I think just like how um computers and like search engines like Google, they blew up. It's not like Google owns the world, right? They just own a part of it and then they're making revenue off of it. But many companies that tie into Google, right? like
Yeah,
computer manufacturers. They tie into such big companies, and this is how they make a revenue. I feel like because of this, innovation booms. So if we restrict AI, just saying that one company will have all the power, I feel like we're restricting innovation as a whole.
you're right. I would agree with you on that.
So coming back, I mean, coming to the next point, right? Creativity and authenticity.
Yeah, that's that. Right, like right now, when you scroll YouTube Shorts or TikTok, you will see so many AI generated those VO3 clips or like they the insane like VO clips where they have like Bigfoot making a vlog. And like even like most of the brain rot, like the Italian brain rot right now, isn't that all created using AI?
Yes, um,
That
definitely. But there was some amount of human input that was needed to create such things, right? I feel like
yeah,
in the future, because of AI, maybe art would collapse. But even now, if we see, we have clothes that are made of industries like large printers, and then you have handmade
yeah,
clothes, which retail for much higher. I feel like art and
yeah,
creativity would have such an impact in the future, where handmade art, right? Handmade art or other
yeah.
things that symbolize creativity would retail for much higher than something, let's say, created by AI.
But this actually, when you're talking about this, this reminded me of this thing that Neil deGrasse Tyson said on a podcast, right?
Yes,
He was talking about how um in a few years all cars are going to be automatic. Like right now in Houston, right? Or where is it? The AI taxis. Was it
yeah,
in Houston? Yeah. So where they have like self-driving cars. So in the future, it's probably going to become like every car is self-driving. Because if you think about it, AI can drive much more perfectly than a
much more
human can.
efficiently.
It, not efficiently, like not like safely, right?
Yeah, more safety.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
so like
it would create
drivers would
roads,
lose their
safer
jobs.
roads.
People who depend on driving would lose their jobs.
Yeah,
That's coming
but
back to the
he was
first
also
point.
saying that if you want to enjoy the enjoy driving, like you enjoy the physical driving, there will be specialized like race tracks or car tracks where you would
You would need to pay a
basically
premium.
yeah, you could go in there and then drive manually with like steering wheels and accelerators and stuff,
It
you
would be
know?
like a hobby.
Yeah, basically.
Okay. Um, yeah, that was
Maybe
the
I want
next
to add
point.
to this. I wanted to add to this, right?
Yes.
Maybe in like certain countries, there might be whole areas. Like right now, you know how we have like walkable streets, which aren't really made for cars. They're specifically made for people so that they can walk and like shop and stuff, right? Like in I think in the US they had this one place which was like which they made a new development which was a walkable like place. I forgot what it was called, right?
Yeah.
I think I think many countries would also invest in places which are driver friendly, like human driver friendly,
Yeah.
for like
And
people who want to enjoy the
that
leisure.
that ties down to the last point, right? Control and safety.
Yeah,
Um, who
I don't have
decides
any
what
thoughts.
AI can do and can't do? What will happen if it misused or goes rogue, right? I feel like in the future this opens up a new job opportunity, AI controller. Like how cool would that be?
Wouldn't that isn't that supposed to fall on the government though? Don't you think the government should like take responsibility of this? Why would it be like a job title?
Yeah, but then we can see that controlling search engines, right? Or the internet, that's not the government's. job. There are specialized people who do that, right? Um,
Right.
I feel like that would be a type of thing in the future where people would control AI, right? And even if the
Yeah.
government did control it, it would be a government job instead of, let's say, a private company who would do it.
Mm-hmm.